one time. At one time, occasionally. Mr. Speaker, obviously that is not in keeping with this plan. That is contradictory to what we're trying to bring forth. But Mr. Speaker, the educational component also, we would educate the public more in the role of pap smears so that we would have less of the cancer problems that we see within the female population. Because today we're only capturing less than 20% of the population in terms of pap smear, and maybe even by far less than that. And it educates the public in the role, the importance of mammogram. But Mr. Speaker, what the plan does, it allows you to isolate and determine all those individuals who are diabetics, all those individuals who are hypertensive, etc., so that you can categorize them. So in terms of education, you can also educate those individuals in mass throughout the entire Bahamas as we move forward by video conferencing. We can educate them by using text messages, email communication, tele-notification, so that all those diabetics would know that there's an educational program going on today at the PHA's building, or at the Ministry of Health, or at this set or next, so that all those diabetics whom we would have listed, we can call by text, tele-notification, email, etc., so that they can assemble at a particular location to be educated on the problems of diabetes, the problems of hypertension, etc. So this is what this plan allows, Mr. Speaker. The plan allows individuals who are concerned with educational component and healthy lifestyles and exercise, etc., to be subsidized, be it church groups, NGOs, and even some organizations that involve just in healthy living or trying to control one's weights and diets, etc. So, Mr. Speaker, the plan does not provide medication itself. It has a serious educational component to it. Mr. Speaker, I spoke of the formulary, but this formulary have a listing of all the medications. But rather than listing a medication 1, 2, 3, it lists the medications in group so that it becomes easier to find. At the same time, the formulary allows you to receive not just medication, but supplies. For example, it allows you, the diabetics, to receive the syringes, the lancets, alcohol swabs, etc. It allows the asthmatic to obtain the nebulizers, at least one per year. It allows the asthmatic also to obtain their peak flow meters. But, Mr. Speaker, what this plan also does, the pharmacists attached to this plan will go out into the schools, and teach the asthmatics how to use these particular instruments so that we have less asthmatic attacks within the school, so that individuals would not be away from school as often as they are because of these illnesses, but these can be controlled because of our educational components going into the school and trying to control these phenomena. But, Mr. Speaker, one excellent component of the plan is the plan assists with compliance. In other words, once an individual receives their medication, it's automatically logged that that individual had received a certain amount of medication. And if that individual does not return for another 2-3 months, we would automatically know that that individual must be out of medication because they had not reported back for about 2 months. And therefore, through the ministry or healthcare providers, we can dispatch individuals to these individuals' home to find out why they had not received their medication or why they had not come for their medication, so that we can improve compliance and therefore cut down on the problems that we see today in terms of heart failure, renal failure, dialysis, etc. Mr. Speaker, it's important to note that our population is aging, and as our population age, more of these disease entities become more prominent. If you look, for example, if you take the year 2011 to 2021, the age group 16 to 64, there's only a 9% increase. But if we look at that same time, and we look at the age group over 65, you find that there's a 65% increase in that particular age group. If we extend it up to 2056, what you'd find again, within the age group 16 to 64, there's only an 8 to 9% increase. But when you look at that age group beyond 65, there's a 269% increase. So we're a population becoming older as opposed to younger. And as a result of that, we have more individuals presenting with these illnesses. And it's essential to try and deal with it at this stage to prevent the problems that we would see down the road. At the same time, Mr. Speaker, when you look at the young population, the 0 to 15, our population will be experiencing a negative growth in that particular area. The world today is experiencing recession worldwide, but we are introducing, when countries around the world are cutting back in some aspects of healthcare, especially medication, but we are introducing plans to enhance our medication component. We are subsidizing as opposed to cutting back while others are doing that. Mr. Speaker, the plan is introduced in phases, and those eligible initially would be invalids, elderly, those less than 18 years of age, or those up to 25, provided they are in some tertiary institution. And once they have the diseases that we speak of, and those diseases that we speak of are asthma, arthritis, breast cancer, diabetes, glaucoma, hypertension, high cholesterol, ischemic heart disease, major depression, prostate cancer, and psychosis. Mr. Speaker, this plan, once an individual has these diseases, individuals can receive their medication from not only the public pharmacies, but also the private pharmacies. However, those pharmacies must be up to date with National Insurance contribution. They must be licensed under the provisions of the Business License Act, and they must also be licensed under the Pharmacy Act. What this would allow is individuals can, rather than traveling as they do today to tertiary institution for medication, they can receive medication at any private pharmacy within their area. And we have pharmacies north, east, south, and west who are participating in this plan. Those pharmacies that are already on board are Lowe's Pharmacy, the Walk-In Medical on Collins Avenue and Carmichael Road, Centerville Pharmacy, Bitanda Drugs, People's Pharmacy, Wilmax Pharmacy, both on Wolf Road and Collins Avenue, Doctor's Pharmacy. In Grand Bahama, we're talking about Health Springs Pharmacy, LMR, in Exuma, we're talking about Smitty's Pharmacy, and of course, all government clinics. So, Mr. Speaker, individuals need not, as they do today, come to and accumulate at Princess Margaret Hospital or Fleming Street or one of government's clinic. They now can go into the private sector and receive their medication. But once an individual has the disease or is diagnosed with any of these particular illnesses by their physician, the form is then taken to National Insurance, where the form completed with the registration and a valid ID is presented, and a card is generated, Mr. Speaker. These individuals are given what we call a drug benefit card. This is what you call the ACE card. And the A in this refers to access, meaning you have improved access. You can access your medication not only at Princess Margaret Hospital, but you can access your medication at a private pharmacy in the south, a private pharmacy in the west, or a private pharmacy in the east. It also means that an individual traveling from Inagua, he can access his or her medication in Nassau or Abaco or Exuma if they're traveling, just with their ACE card, the same card, Mr. Speaker. Choice, C. The choice means that it enhances choice of pharmacies. They can go to any pharmacy. And equity, E. Equity means equal benefit to all, irregardless. Irregardless. Once you have the illness, you can obtain your medication. Madam Speaker, what this plan allows, once an individual takes this card with their prescription at any of the given pharmacies and it's swiped, it's automatically recorded online at National Insurance, and therefore it's approved. Individuals receive their medication. And therefore we can monitor whether or not individuals have been obtaining their medication. We can also monitor whether the pharmacies themselves